Ahmed Fouad al-Khattab, a Gazan who has family currently in Gaza, posted that video on his Twitter earlier today. It was posted by a Hamas terrorist who was bragging about all of the food that they have stockpiled. Why isn't the media covering that? If he can find those videos and photos, and I can find those videos and photos, why can't the Associated Press and New York Times reporters find them? They're not that hard to find. Go in the Hamas Telegram channel, you'll see them. Coleman Hughes just wrote a really good piece for the Free Press about this. He's right to point out that the West's moral confusion is the chief asset of Hamas. Our failure to hold Hamas to any sort of standard in the Gaza Strip and blame everything on Israel is the reason that this conflict goes on for so long. I mean, when you talk about starving people in Gaza, then you realize that there's food there. And then you realize that photojournalists are staging these photos. Obviously pull at our heartstrings, and should. We should not be okay with seeing people suffer. But why is it only blamed on Israel when Hamas has food? Like this photo that the New York Times used to talk about starvation in Gaza. This photo should horrify you. It is horrifying that this is happening in Gaza right now. But the New York Times knew that the child they featured in that cover story has a pre-existing genetic condition which makes him that way. His mother and brother, also in the photo, they cropped out the brother, are not starving because they don't have the same condition. And again, the underlying narrative that they're trying to sell is that Israel and the West are responsible for the suffering in Gaza. But there's food there. Why is telling the whole story that hard? Why does a lot of Western media choose to only tell one side of the story? Famine is a plural word. If there's mass famine, it means that most people in Gaza are starving. It should not be so hard for them to find starving people that they have to stage photos or use photos of children with pre-existing genetic conditions. So why do they do that? Why? I mean, this is why people don't trust the media, and why should we? Because ultimately, it doesn't matter which side you come down on the Israel-Palestine issue. If you truly want the problem solved, you have to have all of the information in order to come to the best decision to solve that problem. But the media does not seem to want to solve the problem. It seems like they want to demonize the West and Israel. But being that the West and Israel are not responsible for every single problem in Gaza, by making Americans and Westerners think that we caused all of the problems and so the solution is to just leave, things like this are going to keep happening. Hamas is going to continue to steal aid and treat their people badly. So if you really want better for the people of Gaza, demand that they tell the truth.